Hello and welcome to video 4 on this Microsoft Word video series. This video we're going to look at tables and how we insert them, how we can filter with them, how we can shade them, etc., and how we can manage tables. Now, tables are used often for tasks such as itineraries and tasks such as creating a form. So, the quickest way to do it is to go to Insert Table. Now you've got two ways you can do it. You can either do it with the grid that allows you to draw out as you see it, and then you can do that. Or perhaps you might need a table that's got slightly bigger rows. So for example, we could go Insert Table and then you can specify the number of columns and number of rows as well. So that will come up just as a kind of blank grid, very simplistic. One of the things that we want to do is we immediately want to add in headings for each column. So I'm going to go with film title. Then we could go with, I'm just going to say Mr. Young's ranking, and then genre. So nice and simple. We've got our fields here. To manage them, you can do it much the same, except the text, when you center it, will center it for whatever cells you've got highlighted. You can increase the size of the text or decrease it as you can at any other part of the document. You can also increase and decrease the width of the columns or the height of the rows as you see fit as well. And if you've got particularly wider rows, or sorry, larger rows or larger columns, you can also set up the alignment not just left to right, but up and down as well. So if we look at some film titles here, I'm just going to quickly pick some films old and new that I've seen recently, just so that we've got something that we can talk about. Beauty and the Beast, and film I watched recently, Star Trek, was surprisingly good. So, say I quickly rank these. So the best of these films is obviously The Lion King. Very good films I've picked here actually, so this will be quite a strange ordering system, but that's how we'll rank them from 1 to 5. Genre, I'm just going to put animated. This is a war film, gangster film, animated film again. Yes, I prefer the animated one, and this one's sci-fi. Okay, so firstly here, one of the things we want to do is differentiate our headings from the rest of the information. So what we can do is we can highlight the three, then we can go to our design and we can shade a particular colour. Now it's great to make the colours nice and you can make it nice purple if you like, but the reality is that they're not going to print out in purple. We're going to print them out probably in grey. So picking a shade of grey just to distinguish it can be particularly useful. You can also change the headings. You should always enhance the headings, potentially slightly bigger, maybe in bold. I'm going to go with bold. Now, and that's a table essentially. This is the very basics of a table, okay? If you're using it for an itinerary, we'll go into more detail later about how you would lay it out, or a form, but this is the crux of a table. Now, one of the great things you can do with a table is you can sort the information based on a particular column. So, for example, on our home here, we've got an option for A to Z to sort it. When we click on it, it comes up asking us how we want to sort it. So I think we should sort it by genre. So if we pick the third column along, so 1, 2, 3, and then we sort that by the text, and if we do it ascending, that'll be A to Z. So just realised that didn't work there because we didn't select it correctly. So my list has a header row, yes ours does. We're going to get it to go by genre, text, ascending, and you can see now it's animated, gangster, sci-fi and war film. Okay, now we've got two animated films there. So what we could do as well, if we wanted to get a bit more complicated, we could do it by genre, and then we could do it in descending order of Mr. Young's ranking. So again, you can see that the animated films, they're still alphabetical order over here, but now any that have got the same genre have now been ranked descending. So Beauty and the Beast and then The Lion King afterwards. very straightforward. As long as you make sure you've got your header row selected, you can change these to be more or less if you want. I'm going to just change it to Mr. Young's ranking, and we'll rank them from 1 to 5th. Lion King, Gentleman, 1917, etc. So that is the basics of a table. We've inserted it. We can change the style of it. We can change the borders. To remove the borders completely, which sometimes you need to do, you click on the drop down, no border, and now it still looks like a table, but it looks a little bit less corporate. It looks a little bit easier to read. You can add your borders back in, and again you can do them in whatever style you want. So I've got the 6-point line selected. I'm going to reduce that to 3, and I'm probably going to change it back to black, and then I'll select my borders, and you've got it there. So you can do it all by that as well. Other things that you can do with a table that are particularly useful, or that you might need to do, this is more at higher level. If you highlight the table, you can go to layout and you can actually convert the table to text. So make that option and you can see that the table is now gone, completely gone. It's text and it's put tabs in place of the spaces. What you can do though, and wanting some tasks, and again this is more at higher level, you can, when you're inserting a table, highlight the information that's there and you convert the text to a table. You select the number of columns, number of rows, and you can see it's put it back into a table. Yes, we've lost all the formatting, but it's very straightforward to get back. And again, I'd like it all to be centered again. Just highlight all the cells, we'll center them, and you can adjust everything back again. So those are some of the tools that we can use for tables. I'm going to go in for more details on itineraries and forms on a later video.